Alright, hey guys. So, another head shave, because we're still growing out the beard. Though, I was telling my wife today that I'm really considering cutting it because it's just getting really annoying. It is growing in fairly nice though. I'm not even at the month mark yet. I'm at maybe like, I don't know, 18, 20 days I'd have to count. So it's not bad, but it does need to be maybe trimmed up. I've heard people say that, don't trim it, don't do anything, let it grow for like a month, if not longer, and then, clean it up, trim it back. It's not great though, like, I don't grow much hair in these spots, or right here. But everything else, not too bad. But anyways, we have about a day's worth of growth on the sides, the top. So we're hitting it, guys. So let's go over the software. On some of my videos, I kind of think, should I focus on one thing like, oh, hey, star of the party today is going to be, boom, that soap, or boom, that splash, or boom, that razor, or, whatever brush. And maybe some days I will, but a lot of days I kind of talk a little bit about all of it. And I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm not very coordinated with these videos yet, because I'm just doing it for fun. I don't know, so maybe if I get more serious about it, I should kind of coordinate like, oh, hey, today we're going to talk about this razor. And, I can maybe talk a little bit about the soap and splash, but, mainly focus on the razor. I don't know. Let me know below if you would rather see like, hey, I'd rather you talk about that one specific razor more, or, yeah, I like the video where you talk a little bit about everything you're using. Um, because I do think that lately I've been using the same razor. I use a different brush every time almost, and I'm using a lot of different soaps. So if you watch my videos, I'm not really going back to back with soaps or brushes, even though I do that once in a while in my personal life, because I think that's the easiest way to kill a soap. If I want to kill a soap, I just keep using it, right? So, if you're only using a soap once a month, 12 times a year, it's going to last a lot longer than if you used it every day for 30 days straight, and then 60 days until it's dead. And I've killed like, I don't know, I had to count, but I've killed like 13 or 14 soaps this year. And those were all mostly, only one of them was brand new. The rest were all used. And they were easy to kill, or easier, because I focused on it. I just kept using that soap until it died. But for today, we're going off our little rant. For today's soap, we're going with Barrister and Man Leviathan. I gotta say, I bought this one used because I've heard so much hype about it. I bought it used end of last year, and I've used it twice. I liked it, but when I just opened it up just now, I wasn't really feeling it, to be honest. I've heard some people describe it as like an ashtray type smell, and maybe that's what's kind of making me turned off by it now. Because when I bought it, I didn't hear that. But it's supposed to be kind of like a darker scent for fall. There's supposed to be some kind of like smokiness to it. There's supposed to be like a coffee. You can even see in this one, which there were some older labels that I liked more. I don't know if this is the newest one or whatever, but you can see this is actually, it looks like bubbling coffee. And if you look closer, it's actually like an animal. It's in the shape of like maybe a dragon. And some of the older Leviathan have some pretty cool um, artwork as well. We do have the matching splash. So I ended up buying this new though, because I couldn't find it used. So I have like a full freaking thing. You can see it, right? It's like right there. Barely below that tab mark. See it? So I have like a whole thing. So we'll see. I'm going to use it a couple times. And for some reason, if I'm just not really digging it this year, I think with things like that, I'm not going to do what I used to do, which is I would put it away, come back to it, a couple months later, and see if my mind changed. Because I've noticed some soaps that I didn't love right away. I put them away, I came back to them, used it, put it away, came back to it, used it. And for some reason, the scents have changed. They evolved when I do that, and I ended up enjoying those scents a lot. So I'm hoping maybe the same thing will happen with Leviathan. But I also have so much soap. I have about 100 to 105 tubs. I need to count. It's been a while. Um, and that's just a lot of soap. I need to get down more. So I kind of feel like maybe going forward, if I don't love something like this, I either need to sell it or I need to piff it. Because if I decide to try it again, I can always buy it again on the used market. Do I want to buy or find it used? So there's no reason to really like. And he releases, Will at Barrister Man releases this every year, from my understanding. So it's not like it's a hard soap to find. And this would kind of, my ideology behind that is that will really help me get down in my soaps. Because if I'm not in love with it, where I'm like, okay, cool, I can use this Monday, cool, I can use this next week, then it's probably not a soap I should keep long term. If it's something I'm only using once a year or twice a year, I don't know. And, today's going to be a little bit longer of a video because I'm going to rant, because why not? We're going to use the PA cube, so let's do that as we go. Once I do that, I will show you what we're using for hardware. And recently I took out a bunch of my fall Halloween soaps and I took a picture and I put it on a couple of the social media platforms and was like, hey, this is my collection of what I got for Halloween and fall. What, fall Halloween bangers am I missing? Slash, if you don't consider one of these soaps a Halloween slash fall, let me know. And I did it, one, because it creates people engaging in these communities. Mind you, like, for me personally, I don't run any of those platforms. I don't run any of those groups. So it's not like for my personal gain. I just like to see engagement in the community and topics like that being brought up, because I remember when I first started, stuff like that helped me when I would see it. It would help me realize, like, oh shit, like that sounds like a phenomenal soap. I'm into Halloween, like I would like to buy that this year. But a couple of soaps that people said, like, yeah, I don't know if that's a Halloween, and I knew right away, like a couple of them I was unsure of, like one of them being Barrister Man Angelique. It's like a bright lemon, kind of like a citrusy vibe, and the only reason I put it up there is because what I call its brother, or yeah, it's brother, I guess, right? Angelique could be the sister, and Gothique could be the brother, or big brother, small brother, I don't know. Brother or sister, though. So I have its brother, Gothique. That's definitely fall Halloween, and they're made together. So Will makes Mad Guards, Gothique, and Angelique, because from my understanding, Mad Guards, that's their, like, Barrister Man makes that soap specifically for them each year, and he makes it at the same time, which he's about to release it in the next, like, 30 days, I think. So I was kind of like, oh. So if they're set out at the same time, then does that mean they're both fall Halloween? I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe. I have my brush soaking in my Investing Like a Boss Vanguard. I've been thinking about maybe purchasing a... at first I was thinking about purchasing a shaving bowl, the kind where you would use with your brush to whip up the lather. And the only reason is for a better or a different way to soak my brushes, should I say? Maybe not better. But then I found out that some of these companies that makes the shaving bowls, they also make cups for... So I've been thinking about buying a cup specifically from a hobbyist in the community. Support them. Handmade, porcelain or something like that. My only fear is, though, like this stays in my cabinet in my kitchen. And what I'm really looking for is something that I could put in my little tote bag. When I stay at these RV parks, I will sometimes not shower or shave in the RV. I will do that in their facility. And it would be nice to have something like this in my bag that wouldn't break. So porcelain is kind of like, and that's why I don't put this. Right now I use a rubber, one of those condensable, or collapsible, should I say, dog bowls. Works really well. I bloomed this because this was a really hard soap, and like I said, I haven't used it in like probably 7 months. Today, I was feeling like a B16 kind of day. So here is Declaration Grooming. Might be kind of hard to see. Yeah, it's going to be hard to see, folks. Oh well. You're just going to have to trust me that it's a B16. It's in the cold 2.0 pour from Declaration Grooming, which is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pour. The main difference, there's a cold and then there's cold 2.0. Cold, the first one is a brushed style mate, you could call it, handle. And this one is more of a polished. So similar but very different as well. It's really a great pour. It's just blue with like a white smoky swirl to it. You can't see it in these pictures, but in the sunlight, there is also a purple shimmer to the whole brush, which looks great. So we're going to go right into and start loading. We're at 11 minutes. Like I said, this is going to be a longer video. But my idea and my goal right now is to get down to maybe like 80 soaps. And then 80, 90 soaps. And then from there, figure out, do I want to go down more? Am I happy where I'm at? And I've been wanting to do that for a while, but, you know, kind of getting back on track to where I was talking about before. One is Gothique. I loved it last year. Really liked it. This year I opened it up. Couldn't stand it. I am going to use it because I'm in that Halloween fall vibe right now. We're just adding a little water to make it a little bit more pliable. And it's crazy though. Like, yeah, last year I liked Gothique, and this year, I guess because this summer I've been utilizing a lot more than I ever had before of citruses and flower scents, where before I would say I was definitely more of a fall year-round type person. And so I think now having some of these darker scents is throwing me off maybe a little bit because I'm so used to very bright citrus and florals for the last 6-7 months, you know, through all of spring and summer. Got a little box. I wonder how you get rid of that. Oh well, whatever. And that's a pretty good load. I want to go for about another 10-20 seconds in the other direction though. So when I load my brushes, I like to do circles. I do circle one way, circle the other way. And now the smell's coming really out on this. I can smell everything. So today I'm also going to try doing something different. Usually you leave the PAA pre-shape on your head and it works as a lather booster. Look at that. That's weird. It looks like a badger hair, but no way it's long enough to be a badger hair. Maybe just a little loose one that was in there somewhere. I've often wondered how much abuse does even loading the soap do to these hairs, you know? Because you're moving them around, they're glued inside. Like, how good is that for them? I don't know, but I mean, how else are you going to load it, right? Even if you do it in a bowl, it's the same thing. So today I want to try washing off the PAA cube. You know, Doug from PAA himself recommends that you put it on and then wash it off, kind of to degrease the hairs in your head. And then he recommends putting on another layer, and that's the layer that you would leave on for the lather boosting. I kind of wanted to try the opposite of not putting on another one. And I've never done this. I've never done it like he says to do it, where I'm using it. To me, that's almost like you're using it as a wash, right? Like if I was shaving my face, you would use a face wash to degrease your face. And yeah, I don't know if I would use the PA cube to clean my face or my head, to be honest. Maybe my head, But face, yeah, I don't know about that. You know, my skin isn't the most fragile or, you know, breaks out very easily. But yeah, you know, I still have blackheads and still break out. So I'd rather just use the face wash that I use. Got to get my towel for later. Then to use that as a face wash. But now we're nice and good. We're going to go straight in, add a little bit more water to those tips. That's beautiful. So if you remember my last video, I think I used, what did I use? Yep, it's still drying. I used my Blood of Kings 2.0 B14. And man, B16, I really like it. B15 I like as well. B16 caught me off guard because I didn't really hear too much chatter about it from people that I knew that got one. From people that I knew that got a knot and sent a handle to Scott to get a knotting service for B16, a lot of them were selling after a couple of months of having it, those brushes. Not the full declaration grooming, but people were offloading the re-knotted ones. So I was kind of hesitant on getting one, and I was like, man, you know, I don't want to pay $405. And then every time I saw a used one come up, they were a little bit pricey too for the full ones, and I just didn't really love any of the handles that I saw with the knotting services for sale on the used forums. So I decided to wait, and then actually this one came up, and I love the cold pour. I actually ended up selling a cold B14 that I had to a friend that really wanted one. He was asking me for it for a while, so I finally was like, yeah, you know what, I have enough B14s. Time to spread the love. And by doing that, I really missed that brush. It was a Washington cold B14, so it wasn't the 2.0. And then this one popped up like a month later, and it was a really good price. Or should I say, I thought it was a good price, right? And I was like, oh man, like, not only is it cold 2.0, but it's B16. I've been wanting to try it. And I got it. And I was so impressed with B16. It's crazy. Like, I was like, man, like, why haven't I heard more people talk about it? It's really good. Like, people will talk about B5, B6, and even, like, a little bit about B14. But nobody really talks about B16. Even still, you don't see it really talked about too much. And we're just adding some agua. So, you know, you can only tell so much on video, but in person, the more agua I add, or water, when I go like this, you can start feeling the tips go through the shaving soap, the cream, a lot easier. It's not as like thick, and that's what you want. That's how you get that very slick lather. Is you have to have that cream, that soap, really well hydrated. And this could still add more water because you can see that peak. If it was really hydrated, that peak would go all the way back down. But this isn't bad. I'm okay with this. So now for the hardware. Fourth use. Boom! That's right. We're going with the Rocnel Sailor 2022 L model. Boom. Gorgeous. Still using a Wizamet. I think we're on the fourth uses on that as well. And we're going to switch it right now to, let's go with 2.5 on this one. But I wanted to show you guys a couple things real quick while I have it here. And again, we're at like 19 minutes. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video. This is a 1966 Gillette Slim. I love how it looks. Like, it's not the best shaver in the world. It's a good shaver. Not great, but it's good. But look how gorgeous that is. Obviously, this is a revamp. I bought it revamped. And it's not from Razor Emporium. It's from, I forgot the other company, Black Gold Road or something like that. I'd have to look up the card. because I've had this one for well over a year now. 1966. God, look how gorgeous that is in gold. But just to show you, because maybe some of you guys know what a Gillette Slim looks like in person, so you can see the difference. It's not much bigger head-wise. It is bigger, fatter handle-wise, but so you guys can see. I wanted to show that because every video and every picture I've seen, this thing looks so big in pictures and videos. This is the Carve Overlander. This is in the regular handle. It's not the extra long, which I don't know, is it 3 inches, 3.5 inches? And again, you can tell that the head is bigger on this one, because this is a slim profile head. It is a little bit longer. This is 106 or 108 grams. This is supposed to be like 141 grams. I can't tell the difference in weight holding it like this. That's how well balanced this is. So let's go right to it. We're at, boom, 2.5. And what I like about this is it's like an infinitive adjustable. Since there's no clicks, you could go to a 1.05, a 1.5. It's really up to you. But let's go. But yeah, what I was getting at with those soaps is by me taking out all these Halloween and fall scents, it kind of made me realize, like, okay, I had like 20, something, and I was like, man, how about if I do the same thing for summer, spring? So I have like a fall, Halloween, and then a spring, summer. If I can do like another 20 from that, that's 40. And that's if I keep all of these fall ones. And then maybe do a winter group 2. And then say if I went crazy even on the winter, say I did a winter slash random, and I even went crazy and did another 20 for that category. That's only 60 soaps. Yeah, I'm at like 100 and 105. So like, I was thinking like, wow, that could be a really easy way for me to downgrade, not really downgrade, but lower how many soaps I have, but still be able to really keep some bangers that I love for each season. Because I guarantee you, with 100, 105 soaps, I have a lot of scents that overlap. I can guarantee you, I do. Which is fine, but for me personally, again, living in an RV, and even, even if I had, even with my goal of getting a piece of land here probably shortly in the next year to 2 years, even with maybe buying a house in the next year to 2 years as a home base between my RV slash out of country travels, I still don't think I need 100 soaps, even if I had the room. Right now I do have the room. I don't have the room for any more. So I kind of think to myself, yeah, like it might be time to get a little bit more serious. And that might be an easy way to do it. Okay, 2.5, it's smooth, it's efficient. I still have very little, if any, blade feel at all. Like, this does not feel scary at all. Like, I don't feel like I'm about to cut myself anytime soon. And I think after maybe 10 or so shaves, I will probably try to up it again back to like a 3 or 4. And I think if I was shaving my face, it'd even be I would even do it before then, but I think I want to get a good amount of shaves under my belt with it on my head. Because again, the skin on your head is more sensitive to me than my face is, personally. And the skin that's the most sensitive is the skin on top of my head. Because some razor blades that are more aggressive, like say the Blackbird TI, I can move that sucker around like a samurai sword on my face. And I can move it fairly easily on my head as well, but I definitely have to be more cautious on my head. And I have the safety bar, and I also have the open comb, and same thing with the open comb. The open comb is more aggressive, and I definitely have to be careful with that one on top of my head. Right now, I would say scent strength has been about a 6, maybe even a 5. And right now, I am getting something a little bit darker, but I'm picking up a lot more of the coffee in it than I am anything cigarette-like or super smoky. I'm picking up a lot of coffee type style smell. But yeah, this B16 and all the, now I have a total of 3 B16s. This one kind of got me wanting to buy more. It's so nice. It's super soft. It's as soft as like a B14 or a B5. But yeah, we need a little bit more soap. But it has less gel. So it's B14 is gel. It's not over crazily because I don't like a lot of gel, but there's gel to it. Where B16 has gel, I mean B16 doesn't. I don't feel any gel at all on B16. So it's like as soft as these other knots, but without the use of gel, because that's what makes it soft is gel. If a hair isn't naturally soft, they use gel to artificially make it softer. Because when you add water to those gel tips, they become kind of jelly, and that's what makes them soft. But it's also what makes them harder to load soap sometimes. That's what makes them dry, like crunchy to the touch, is the gel tips. Yeah, see, this is really nice. It's not super in my face strong. Again, it's about a 5, but it's like a nice coffee smell. So yeah, this might be a keeper. And I need to wipe a little bit more agua, just because I loaded a little bit more soap. Now that's another thing I've been trying to do, is take my time more with especially this part. There's no reason to rush it. And to me, this is the whole point of wet shaving, is you get a better shave, you're taking more time for yourself, and it's that quality time, that I like about the wet shaving. I kind of think about it as like, how a lot of women will go get their nails done, pedicures, manicures, and there's nothing wrong if a guy gets that stuff done too, but even guys that get it done probably don't get it as often as females get it, and it's, so this is kind of like my manicure or pedicure time, right? It's my therapeutic time. It's time to get that nice massage going in with the brush. It feels good on the dome or on your face. You get these cool scents coming in that smells really good. Certain scents will provoke certain memories, maybe. There's the other side of that where it could provoke certain stimulants in you, like, a certain scent could even bring you a little bit of energy to that day. I'm gonna open some agua because I don't know. I've just been feeling really dehydrated lately. Today I was in Mexico. For a good portion of the day. And we're going to go down to 1.5. I had an appointment. We're going crossing airing. I had an appointment over there. I got my teeth cleaned. It's kind of a little financial hack. Living here in SoCal is you can get the same medical treatments, dental treatments that you do here in America, in Mexico, for a fraction of the cost. You know, a lot of people that I've talked to, Americans, when you tell them about going over to Mexico to get, you know, medical stuff done or prescriptions filled or dental work, they always like picture like some kind of crazy, like uneducated person that doesn't have like a degree in that field doing the work. And they assume just because you're American and you're a doctor or dentist, like, you're going to be doing the best work. And that's not true. Like, a lot of those doctors and dentists that are in Mexico that I've dealt with actually go to college here. Like my wife, the doctor that she went to a couple times over there, and she didn't even have to go to Mexico because when she went there, I was active duty, so she gets free medical here on bases. But she just wanted to go over there anyways for something, so she decided to see this doctor while she was over there for some pain that she was having. And that doctor went to NYU. So I always find it kind of funny, the looks I get when I tell people, like, yeah, why don't you go over to Mexico? It's a hell of a lot cheaper, and it's a quick 30-minute drive over there. And you know, while we were over there, we ate food. You know, it's crazy the difference in costs in some things. You know, another instance is, say, like, for you people that are here on the West Coast, you have Costco, right? East Coast, you have Sam's Club. There's Sam's Clubs here too, but I don't think there's Costco on the East Coast. At least number that I've seen. And Costco membership is a lot cheaper in Mexico compared to here in the States. But when you get your Costco membership in Mexico, it works here in the States, and vice versa. Your Costco membership here in the States will work in Mexico or any other country. So, like, why am I paying more money for the same membership? Like today, while I was there for dental, I went and updated my Costco membership because it was expired. There for cheap as hell. Alright, there's two. And we're going with one more. Now, I apologize. I don't know if you guys are noticing it, but like the color scheme in this video is changing on my camera. And it's because it's the afternoon here in SoCal. So the sun's going down right now pretty rapidly. So maybe I should turn on some lights, huh? Does that make it better? No, that doesn't make it better. Oh well. Third round, and we're at 33 minutes. Might be a new record. So what we're going to do is, I usually do this at the very end, but I'm going to do this for this one, is we're going to take out the excess, put it on that down, and like, I'm already at a DFS, Diam Fine Shave, level, not a BBS yet. But this is nice. I think I'm going to try to stay at the 1.5. And we're going to do third pass, which is a hybrid of across the grain, with the grain, and against. For today's shave, I am using nothing but cold water. I've been kind of going back and forth. I like using hot water, but on days like today where it's a little bit warmer out, I like using cold water. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that feedback, but man, it's crazy how much more against the grain that like razors pick up, especially one like as efficient as this. And I don't feel like a bunch of hairs back here, but like this thing is just so efficient that it just snatches even the roots, I guess. So let's talk about the soap again, right? Leviathan. I'm liking it. It's not as dark right now as it was off the tub. It mellows out quite a bit once lathered. And I get way more of a dark coffee scent than I do anything else, which is nice. Okay, let's rinse that off. A little bit on that razor. It's good. Get some on the dome. Oh, that feels great. That cold water. Ooh. Okay, let's dry it off. Yeah, if you've been wondering about the Rocnel Sailor, again, I'm only 4 uses into it, but and I haven't used it on my face yet, but anything that cuts my head this good is usually phenomenal on my face because I feel like the head is a little bit different to cut than the face. I feel like the face is a lot easier on a razor sometimes because the head it's very circular, so it's just really hard angle wise, and if you're not very careful it cuts. But this thing you can't even feel the blade. It's so smooth on those settings. Aftershave, almost forgot. We'll shake it up like a Schultz shaker. Why not? A couple drops in there. Ooh, wow, that was more than I wanted, but whatever. Spread it up. Let's smell it. Okay, this is a little darker. I get the coffee, but I definitely get something more dank, like dank and dark in there. Put it on the dome. What I do like is I don't get a big alcohol smell. I've noticed with some splashes lately that are alcohol content, when I put it in my hands and I smell it, I get like a burst of alcohol smell. And I'm not liking that anymore. So I'm definitely need to start taking note of that and then probably not buying those splashes anymore. Or just wait a few seconds, put it out here, let the alcohol evaporate. Oh wow. Yeah, that's nice. I don't know if I like Leviathan enough to buy the EDP they have. And I say that with a hesitation because I love the other release that Will does this time of the year, which he just brought back this year for the first time in a couple of years. Hollows. I have the soap, and I finally found a splash like 6 months ago, and I love that. It's like a dark, but it's like it reminds me of like a dark swamp, but very woody. is the main note I get. Is a very woody note. But there is like kind of like a dark, almost misty, swampish type scent in the back notes to it. This release, I decided to get a backup puck of the hollows. I got the bomb because I've never had the bomb before. I kind of thought about getting the splash because I'm wondering if this splash this year is different than the splash I have that's 2 years ago. But I didn't get the splash. And I got the EDP. I was kind of hesitant, but it was like 35 bucks. And I was like, man, you know, if anything, if I don't love it, I don't like it, I can always resell it for 15, 20 bucks. Or a little bit more. But what I noticed, and somebody else mentioned it in the Lather Talk Discord, and if you're not part of Lather Talk Discord, you should definitely join, is that the scent builds on each thing that you use. So you use the soap, you have a certain scent. Then you use the splash, it builds on that and it evolves it. Then you use the balm on top of the splash, it evolves it a little bit more, and then you finish it with the EDP, and it brings into this beautiful ambience of a smell. And once I read that, I was like, man, this guy's completely right. Like, when I use the soap and just the splash, it smells a lot different than once I use the balm with it and the EDP. Even if I use the EDP by itself, it's not as good as using the EDP after I've used the soap, after I've used the splash, after I've used the balm and the EDP. Same thing vice versa. I've tried using the EDP hollows at night, just putting some in my head or something for a moisturizer, and it's an okay scent, but it's not great by itself, and I was actually kind of disappointed with myself because then I was smelling that as I was trying to sleep. But when you use it all together, it's great, and I'm almost wondering if Leviathan is the same way. You know, would it be even more beautiful of a coffee style scent if then I use the balm right now and the EDP? Maybe. Again, I have too much soap, so I don't want to kind of chance that, slash I don't want to add any more. Even my colognes now, I finally built up I wouldn't call it a collection, but I have like 10 different colognes now. Only one or two really expensive ones. The rest are more like ones from Will at Barrister & Man or 345 Soap Company or A&E, so stuff that's cheaper. Eventually, I do want to get a few more expensive ones and probably get rid of some of the more cheaper ones that are imitating more expensive scents. But so that's today's shave, and I appreciate you guys being with me. It's a longer one, but I want to start talking more, ranting more on these videos, because it's not always just about a shave. It's about sharing my life, things that affect me with all of you, and then, you know, vice versa. It's an open two-way dialogue. You guys can share things that, you know, personally with you, maybe that I can help you with, or that you could help me with, or insights, things like that in those comments. And I don't say that as like I'm trying to get you guys to comment so it helps my algorithm, because I don't give a shit about my algorithm. I don't make any money off my YouTube channel. I don't intend to. Again, if you watch any of my content before or some of my older videos, I'm retired. You know, I was in the Marine Corps, fully retired after 20 years of that. I invested heavily the last 7 or 8 years of my Marine Corps career. I got really into finance. I started a financial blog. That's how I met my wife. I met her through the financial community, personal financial community. She's a PF blogger. And yeah, so I don't need my YouTube channel to blow up and get a bunch of subscribers and monetize it. I have more money than I could ever spend in my lifetime, as is. And I don't say that to like pump myself up or sound cool. It's just, it's the truth, right? It is what it is. So let's do a recap though, because I like doing these videos because it's fun and I get to share some things that maybe will help you make a decision on your purchases with your money, because at the end of the day, it's important to make the right choices with your personal finances. And that's the PF blogger in me. We did Leviathan from Barrister & Man. We had the matching splash. We used the PAQ, but we washed that shit off before we started shaving. We are at our 4th shave with the Rocnel Sailor 22L. That 22 stands for the year 2022. If you can find one used, buy it. You know, if you can find the next time they release some, I highly encourage you to buy it. Great adjustable razor so far. I'm very fanatically excited about this razor. I'm so glad that I got it. I can't even remember the price I paid for it now. They go for $550 new. Fuck. I think I paid $350. I'd have to see. I'd have to look at my PayPal receipts. That kind of shows you right there. Like, I don't really, when I want something, I buy it, right? Like, I don't pay attention like that because I don't have to. I don't have to budget like I used to back in the day. But whatever. We used Declaration Grooming Cold on B16. I wonder if that'll help. No, that doesn't. That doesn't help. Well, this video is what it is, man. There we go. Now we're getting some good views. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I get something better. I've thought about buying a GoPro so the video quality is better, but I don't know if that would make it better. I've also thought about recently upgrading to the iPhone 15 Titanium just to make some better quality videos. I'm thinking the camera's probably better on that one and the video. I might. I don't know. I think it's like $1,000 or something like that, or $1,500. My wife told me. She thought I was crazy when I said I was going to buy it. But yeah, some better quality videos. So that was today's shave. I appreciate you all stopping by. You know, even if you don't listen to every rant of mine, you only stop by for 5 minutes. Hopefully you get something useful and valuable from my videos. And appreciate every single one of you. And I'll catch you guys next time.